The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Central Kentucky high school basketball starts now.
Good evening, everyone, from Tates Creek High School in Lexington. Welcome to another broadcast of high school basketball on Glycod. Good to have you with us tonight. I'm Keith Elkins. Rick Reams alongside. Jackson Miller is our producer tonight as we bring you the matchup between the homestanding Tates Creek Commodores and the Frederick Douglass Broncos. And Rick, it should be a good one tonight, as we always look for a hotly contested game when two city foes match up against each other. But Douglass comes in here the hotter team, that's for sure.
Yeah, both teams are kind of looking to start off the year on a positive note with Douglass, a 6-game winning streak, won a tournament, came runner-up in another tournament over the holidays. Tates Creek went down to Florida, had a tough time down there, come back with a 4-7 record. They lost their last game 69-52 on New Year's Eve, whereas Douglass was a 78-54 winner over Paris and Bath County. So, yeah, both these teams on a little different trajectory, but if you're Tates Creek, you throw that all behind you and you start the new year thinking you're 0-0 and you're playing against a city school.
Exactly. The New Year holiday is not necessarily a firm milestone in the basketball season, but at the same time, it gives you a chance to turn the page a little bit and move on. And of course, with the district play coming up in just a few short weeks, the time is now to get things going and to see what you have. Yeah,
right now is the time. You know, you've kind of had your if you want to call it the preseason, you kind of had that time to kind of get used to each other. I know a team like Tates Creek, you travel down to Florida, you get closer as a team. That's what you want. But now you've got to see the results on the court. If you're Frederick Douglass, you can't look too high. We're going to hear Coach Scarberry talk about this. They have a target on their back. All the city schools are laying for them, and this is one that Tates Creek would love to get in this beautiful new gymnasium named after a coach that I played against, Coach Barger, who's here tonight. So it should be a great game. Excited to see what Tates Creek's able to do with this high-powered Frederick Douglass offense.
Well, we'll look forward to the matchup. We'll have much more in our pregame show, so stay with us. We'll have more right after this on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Rick Reams here at Tates Creek High School with Coach Wes Scarberry and Douglas. Coach, you're on a winning streak. What do you attribute that to?
I think it's a lot of things. We finally got our football kids out. We had 13 players join us from the football team, and they didn't join us until December 6th, I believe it was. And then we only had 2 days of practice with them before we played in the Billy Hicks Classic. And we lost the championship to Great Crossing, which they're a great team. And then we had 7 days of just practice. So I really attribute it to that. We got those guys in shape, and they learned our system, and got pretty much everybody on the same page. And then went to the Montgomery County tournament and won that and played really, really well. And then Bath County, I thought we peaked. I thought we played the best we played all year, especially against Harlan. They were top 15, top 20 team. Coming into that game, obviously we matched up pretty well with them and played extremely well defensively, held them to 53 points. So the defensive side of the ball has been our biggest thing so far. We harp on that every day, and that makes our offense easier. And so just getting everybody on the same page and in shape and kind of learning our system, just all those things combined have really helped us.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because a lot of people don't understand in shape for basketball is different than in shape for football.
Yeah.
So how, as you as a coach, getting these guys in here, you said you had a couple days, what did you focus on to get those guys ready to play up and down basketball?
We do a lot of transition stuff. I'm not a believer in just getting on the line and running. I don't really see the benefit of that. So we do a lot of full court drills and just get up and down and play and just those guys are used to playing for 10 seconds and taking a break and then playing for 10. So the games in Scott County helped a little bit, just get them in shape, because we made them play and that was more to get them in shape than anything else, because we didn't play any defense, couldn't run any sets. It was we were just out there playing open gym. But they're great kids. They work hard. That's a big part of it. They want to be good, and so they're very coachable. They do what we ask them to do, and they put extra time in. They go to the weight room, when we're not practicing. Logan Busen comes in the mornings and does workouts with the assistant coaches. So, it's a tribute to them as players and their willingness to work. And they're used to winning. The football kids are used to winning. So they want to continue that in the basketball season. And just that mindset of being a winner, I think, helps.
So we're in 2023 now, 2022 is gone. What do you expect to see tonight from Tates Creek, and what do you hope to see from your team?
Well, Tates Creek plays really hard. They got a good coaching staff. Coach Borders, Coach Gay, they do a great job with their team. And their defense is a little bit concerning to us tonight. They got some size. They start 6'6", 6'4", so their size concerns us a little bit. And it being here, they're at home. They just got back from Florida, so they had a good time. And we're kind of the people that have a target on our back. I told the guys yesterday, everybody in the cities is gunning for us and want to beat us. And so we have to match that intensity. I think a couple of games this year we haven't done that. I think other teams have wanted to beat us more than we've wanted to beat them. So we talked about that yesterday, and we know what to expect coming in for Tates Creek. And we just want to continue to play really good defense. I mean, that's just our thing. I tell them every day, the harder you play, the luckier you are. And we don't want to play a half-court game. We don't want to get into that. So we'll do a lot of different defenses. We try to mix things up as much as possible to make the other team confused, as much as we can. And just play our ball, just the Douglas way, we call it. And hopefully that will benefit us tonight.
So, one last question for you. Who's your coach on the floor? You always have to have one guy out there that you can go to that tells the guys on the court, who can we look for tonight to be that guy?
I'd say it could be a number of people. Kai Simpson, I think, is the first name that comes to mind. I mean, he's been in these games for several years now, and he kind of knows what to expect. I talk to him pretty much daily, kind of one-on-one, and he's our point guard and kind of our leader on the floor. But Tylon Webb, he's a great leader coming off the football field. He's one of the leaders for them as well. And I talked to him the other day as well. Just kid's kind of they watch him, they follow him, his effort. And he's become more vocal. That's one of the things I challenged him with, is just to be a more vocal leader. Kai kind of does that already. So, and there are 2 seniors. We start those 2 and then 3 sophomores. Yeah. So to have those 2 guys who've been in these wars and these games, kind of help them along, really benefits us. And then from the sophomore perspective, I think Logan's a leader, again, coming off the football field. And Mello Boone, I think, has really progressed through the summer and fall. He's so coachable. I can't say enough good things about him. He always comes over and asks questions, and we have a really good relationship on the court. So all of them are, I would say Kai and Tylon, who we lean on. Those sophomores in a couple of years, it's going to be fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, so the last game I saw was the game right before the football players came back. So I'm going to see a different game tonight. I'm excited to see it. And I'll tell you what, I thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Always a pleasure.
Have a good one now. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
We're approaching game time here at Tates Creek High School. Keith Elkins along with Rick Reams, Jackson Miller, our producer tonight. And Rick, let's check out the keys to the ball game for Tates Creek. I guess they need to take a new look at the calendar, don't they?
Yeah, again, it's what we talked about before. It's one of those things, you've just got to put that behind you. You've got to get back into a mindset of this is the games now. You know, you played those teams in Florida, and, you know, it doesn't really matter now. That's all done. But they've also, not only that, but you got to slow down this Douglas team. You heard Coach Scarberry talk about the fact that they don't want to get into a half-court game. They want to run. The last thing that Tates Creek has to do, you've got to win the turnover battle. You cannot give easy baskets up to Douglas because they will take them. Now, for Douglas, you know, it's the same thing. You got to continue that winning streak. You're on a 6-game streak. You can't be thinking too highly of yourself, but you want to keep that streak going. And then the one thing for Douglas is they love to get out and run. One way you can do that is win the boards on both ends. Offensively, get putbacks on the defensive end, get the boards out, hit your guards, and get running, and make Tates Creek uncomfortable having to run up and down this court.
Tates Creek and Douglas coming up in just a few minutes from Tates Creek High School. Those are your keys to the game. Our pregame show will continue in a moment, and we'll hear from the Tates Creek head coach, Gerard Gay. It's coming up next on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Coach, you're just back from Florida. A good trip for the kids, no doubt, but what do you feel like you accomplished there?
The team bonding was something that we needed, just to get our guys to be around each other a lot in the hotel, going out to dinner, spending time with each other, interacting, getting away from the cell phones, technology stuff. But that was what we needed to get closer, to get ready for postseason play here at the end of the month. So getting together was what we needed.
Yeah, that's a great trip for a high school team, and to get to do that is quite an experience for the guys, and demands a little extra maturity, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. We talked about, so every 4 years I try to take the senior group on a trip. We didn't get to go, of course, because of COVID that one year, but we came back, we fundraised, we planned this back in March of last year. Got the funds together to get the guys to go, and we had guys who's never been on a plane, never seen palm trees, never seen the beach. So it was a good experience, and that's what it was about.
As we turn the page from 2022 to 2023, it's not so much a milestone in the basketball season, but it is a chance to turn the page and have sort of a clean slate as you get started. What do you want your team to accomplish now as we head into 2023?
Just being consistent, executing for 40 minutes. I say 40 minutes, even though the game is 32, but we always say that halftime period as well. Still staying engaged, stay focused. These are high school kids, so their minds wander from time to time. So we try to keep them engaged. I want them to stay engaged for the entire game and be consistent. You can't have, 20-point quarter here and then the next quarter have a 5-point quarter. And then one game you come out, you locked in, you focus, and then you may look at the schedule, see, opponent that doesn't have the talent, and you don't prepare the right way. So just being consistent.
So Eric Hackett passed a milestone. Speaking of milestones, 1,000-point scorer,
Yes,
and in terms of players to watch, I guess he's at the head of the list on your team. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Eric Hackett, he did get the 1,000-point. He scored his 1,000-point in Tampa, which was great for us, great for him as well. We have a couple other kids. Ray Owsley, about 6'6", junior, very athletic. Got a guard, Dawson Garth. Sophomore, he's coming along, learning how to play the point guard position. And we got a few other kids that as well can play, Jacoby Commodore, Jonathan Wright, Braylon Hinton. So we got some kids who you just trying to, be right there with Eric to help support us and get us a win.
This Douglas team has been hot. I guess that's not unexpected. They looked to have a pretty strong roster at the start of the season, especially once they got everybody from the football team. But this will be a good test for your team, won't it?
Yes, sir. They have really great guards. Kai Simpson, Armello Boone. You have Avion Chenault. You have some other kids on their team that guard-wise, they play bigger than their size. Play really big than their size. They spread you out. They can drive you to the rim. They can shoot the jump shot. They're really good. And, these guys have experience coming from the past 2 years going to the regional finals. So it's gonna be a good one.
Okay. What's at the top of your list when you face Douglas? I mean, when you talk to the kids, what's at the top of the list?
No live ball turnovers.
Yeah.
We cannot have live ball turnovers and let them get out in transition. They get out in transition, that's when they're most dangerous.
Yeah. All right. Good luck tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Teams have left the floor, meaning it won't be long till they'll be back out and ready to go at game time as Tates Creek and Frederick Douglass meet tonight here at Tates Creek High School. And, Rick, we've watched as a freshman game and a JV game were played, and the crowd has continued to increase. We're going to have a very nice gathering in here tonight.
Yeah, people are excited, I think, to be out at the new school, see the new gym, as we were excited to see this. But, yeah, like you said, there's a lot of basketball been going on here tonight. Douglas won easily the freshman game. Tates Creek came back and won the JV game. So now this is the rubber game of the match.
Rubber game of the series.
See who can come out here with the W in this varsity game.
Of course, Douglas has established itself as an athletics power very early in its history. Tates Creek has been around a long time, and of course, much of that history, they were guided on the basketball floor by Nolan Barger, and as you mentioned, he is here tonight. This build, it was certainly a great chapter in Commodore's history.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think back to some of the great players, you can go, you can go all the way back. Darren Horn, who's at Northern Kentucky, played here. John Mark Stewart was another great player. Vince Taylor, who went to Duke to play. When he went to Duke, none of us around here had ever heard of Duke before. So he was one of the early ones. But, yeah, they've got a great tradition here. They had Coach Donnie Atkins was here forever with Coach Barger. Games over here with them. Drove by the middle school to tell you how old I was, Keith. I played in the first game of that. I played in Morton Middle School. We played Tates Creek Middle in that new gym. And we opened that gym up, which would have been about in 1976, 77, something like that. So a lot of history here. But I tell you what, it's great to be back around high school basketball in Lexington. I got to give one shout out. I saw my wife's cheerleading coach from Henry Clay, who's actually doing work with Frederick Douglas right now, Coach Donna Robinson. So good to see her and reconnect. And, I think that's one great thing about Lexington basketball is you come back and you see a lot of faces that you recognize from what I call the good old days. But, it's just fun to be here tonight.
Well, and there are so many figures that have been prominent in Lexington basketball, like the ones that you mentioned. We mentioned Coach Barger and, of course, Barlow at Bryan Station and Pruitt at Henry Clay and Sutherland at Lafayette. I mean, just a long list of names that have brought these programs forward to where they are now. And at Douglas, these kids are getting to write the history, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. This is their time because they don't have a long history to look back on. So I think it's exciting for them, and you talked about it, just the athletic prowess they've had. I mean, state football champions, their basketball team has been to the finals of the region, so they want to take that next step. But again, these kids, they need to realize that these are great times. In 20 years, they'll be coming back, and what you want them to talk about is the team that you were on, and this team this year for Douglas has that chance. But what Tates Creek wants to do is they want to kind of set themselves in stone right now because, I couldn't believe it when Coach talked about it. The districts are at the end of this month. And, I mean, so we're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't be long at all, and these fans are clearly ready. I expect this is going to be a very noisy building tonight, don't you?
Yeah, anytime you get city teams playing against each other. Now, it's interesting because when I played, they usually had both of the sides were pulled out, so you had visitors on one side and home on the other side. Here you've got a great crowd. Cheerleaders are here. They're excited to be here, and, I think it's going to be a really good game. It's just going to be interesting to me just to see how Tates Creek can handle. Now, a trip to Florida is great. But there's also that trip back home that gets you worn out. Let's see how they can handle that. Douglas has played a lot of basketball over the holidays, which was different from when I played. We had 1 or 2 games, but we practiced the whole time. I would have much rather played than practiced, but that's what we're going to see from Douglas tonight, see if both these teams still have their conditioning.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the approaches that coaches take about scheduling things over the holidays. In the case of Tates Creek, they got to take a once every 4 years trip, which is a great experience. And Douglas did not go on such a trip this year. I'm sure they probably have such a regular thing in their future as well. But either way, you got to get work done and benefit from the experience, and then take advantage of that time you're out of school, and then come back and be ready to go.
Well, and I think the important thing that Coach Gay talked about was the team bonding that they had, because it's hard when you're in school. All the kids are in their different areas. He mentioned social media, he mentioned cell phones and things like that. When you've got them in a controlled environment, that's the time to try to build those. And one thing about Douglas, you can say they played the top competition in Kentucky while they were in Kentucky. I'm not sure the level of teams that Tates Creek played in Florida, but that's one thing Douglas has to look at. I mean, you're on a 6-game winning streak. The only game you lost was to Great Crossing, which is a great team out of Georgetown right now. And so you're on that peak. You're going further and further. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to go back down that hill.
Right. That's the goal, is to keep improving, and we'll see where these teams stand as of tonight as Tates Creek takes on Douglas here at Tates Creek High School tonight. And you'll see it all here on Glycod. We'll be right back with more as game time approaches. Back in just a moment on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Tates Creek and Douglas, Frederick Douglass coming up in just a few minutes, so stay with us here on Glycod.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank with a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff. Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The prescription pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Just about set for action here at Tates Creek High School as we get the introduction of the starting lineups tonight for the visiting Frederick Douglass Broncos and the homestanding Tates Creek Commodores. Tates Creek comes in at 4-7. Frederick Douglass now at 9-2, and they have won their last 6 in a row. We've alluded to it probably more than once, Rick, but the last time we saw Frederick Douglass, it was just a shadow of the team that is here now.
Yeah, with them having 13 players come out from the football team. Well, when we called their game, they were about a night or two away from playing in the finals, which they ended up winning. The players came back and made a difference, and it seems like they've had a seamless transition up to this point. And Keith, real quick, before we get into more of that, I just want to send out our prayers for DeMar Hamlin.
Yes.
Terrible situation in Buffalo with the Buffalo Bills last night. I tell you what, it's just, I know everyone's hoping and praying that he can come back out of that. But I tell you what, it really kind of puts in perspective what this game's all about.
Well, absolutely it does, and it's been the talk of sports shows, of course, and news programs as well, as everyone is concerned, and we pass along our thoughts and concerns and prayers to everyone associated with the Buffalo Bills, and of course DeMar Hamlin and his family. The Douglas starters are Mello Boone, Kai Simpson, and Mello Boone wears number 1, Kai Simpson number 4, Logan Busen is number 24, Avion Chenault is number 2, and number 5 is Tylen Webb. Tates Creek starters tonight. It'll be Jacoby Commodore, 6-foot senior. He'll wear number 4. Dawson Garth will wear number 11, a 5'10 sophomore. Eric Hackett, their leading scorer, 17 points a game, 6-foot senior. And also it'll be Ray Owsley. Owsley wearing number 12. Braylon Hinton, number 1 for Tates Creek. Tates Creek in the white. And Frederick Douglass in the road grays tonight. And we get a whistle right away.
Clock malfunction early on. Going to run it down a little bit here. Get it down about 5 seconds off the clock there.
So the Broncos will have the first opportunity to score, wearing the gray uniforms tonight. And the shot from outside is good, and a three-pointer gets the Broncos started.
Yeah, Kai Simpson, just one of their best players out there, and he shows that smooth shot, silky smooth, goes in with a swish.
So Simpson puts Frederick Douglass on top, and we'll see him penetrate to the basket a lot. Here is Hackett, also a penetrator. He's got his own rebound and puts it in.
Yeah, I think you saw there while he's a 1,000-point scorer, didn't give up on that first one, got his own rebound, followed it up, and put it back in the basket.
Now on the drive. And the ball is up loose in the air. And the Commodores have it coming the other way. Here is Hinton driving hard for the basket, gets the layup.
Nice move. Had total concentration on that front of the rim, be able to drop it in and get the lead on the Douglas Broncos here.
4-3, the early lead for Tates Creek. Douglas deliberate on this trip down the court. Good defense by the Commodores so far on this trip. Drive down the middle, and the shot missed, and Hackett pulls down the rebound for Tates Creek.
Coach Scarberry said this is not the game that Douglas wants to get into.
And we get a foul.
Yeah, got to block that time on Douglas. Tylen Webb tried to take the charge, but he was moving, so good call there by the officials.
So Hackett at the line, recently went over the 1,000-point mark in his career. Comes up empty on the first.
Keith, I don't think I scored 1,000 points in my church league career, high school career, post-high school career. That's something else.
Add in those ones in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a free throw for Hackett.
He's got all 5 of their points, something that Douglas has got to keep an eye on him.
5-3 the score. Tates Creek on top as the Broncos work it around the edge. Here's Simpson again, spinning toward the middle. Goes back outside with it now, and the three-pointer is good.
2 3-pointers for Douglas. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a battle to watch tonight with Hackett and Simpson guarding each other on both ends of the court. That's a fun matchup.
6-5 now. Douglas on top. Commodores operate here in the front court. Hackett got the ball in the corner, lets it go from there. Missed the shot. Rebound comes out high to Simpson. Out toward the corner, rather. Broncos on the move.
Douglas is trying to take advantage of that height advantage right there in that play.
Working off the baseline this time. Shot no good, but the follow back up and in.
Yeah, good try there by Tylon Webb. Tried to take it to the basket.
Webb with the basket. And the Commodores will put it in play off the right side with Hinton throwing long into back court, and a leaping grab, attempted grab by Garth, and foul was committed.
Yeah, on that one right there, you kind of got to let that play go. Kind of go after it, but do not get that foul there. And put yourself in a little bit of foul trouble early on with kind of a silly foul in back court.
It was Boone that got the foul. Here's Tates Creek on the move now. They tried to go inside, but it goes off the hands of Ray Owsley and out of bounds.
Yeah, Ray Owsley, 6'5" junior. They're going to try to get that ball into him underneath there, and he's got a lot of size.
Douglas on the offense with Simpson. Just working out front. Now back out on top to him. Looks for the advantage, but covered up by Hackett. Now inside it goes, and back out and open for a drive momentarily down the middle, but then taken away.
Nice defense by Tates Creek.
Commodores on the move. And now a steal by Douglas and a foul to stop the fast break.
Yeah, Jacoby Commodore there. I mean, he's got to play for Tates Creek, right? His last name's
Absolutely,
Commodore. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that one he made the mistake, got the pass, and then he just kind of tried too hard to get that ball back and ended up getting the foul.
Simpson with it. Look along the baseline, whips it inside. The shot no good. Heavy pressure.
There was that height.
Yeah, Hinton has the ball and fires it down toward the baseline. Knocked away, and Douglas has it going the other way, and they'll have the breakaway.
Nice job there by Douglas. Looking up, getting that ball down the court to Avion Chenault for the dunk.
Chenault with his first scoring. Shot by Hinton from the corner, a nice shot. Nice touch on that one. It's 10-8, Douglas on top.
Had time to get those feet set and put it right in the basket.
Foul on.
Yeah, second foul on Jacoby Commodore, and right now he's going to have to come out. Sometimes these games, Keith, you get a little too jacked up, you get those early fouls, and then you've got to sit, and that's what you don't want to do. Both these teams are starting to settle into their groove, though, I think.
Maddox Hadley into the ball game for Tates Creek. A drive and a score. It's a 12-8. That was Chenault again, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, nice job taking the ball to the basket. Finger roll right off the top of the rim.
Drive by Hackett. Heavy defense that time. Stopped him, but a follow by Owsley is good.
That's what you want Owsley to do. Get those big hands up and just get around the basket and put it back in the basket. Great job of not bringing that ball down, just tipped it in.
Simpson looking for an opening. Couldn't find one, but finds a teammate. Again, they press it toward the basket into heavy traffic, but they drew a foul.
Yeah, they're not afraid to go at the size. You know, one thing I always say about it is if you can get a shot blocker to think he's going to block every shot, then you can fake him, pump him up, get fouls on him. I mean, it's almost worth taking one block shot, and it pays dividends the rest of the game. We saw that time.
Tylon Webb at the line. Shot spins in and out. Webb, a wide receiver and cornerback on that football team. You can go up and down that roster and find veterans of the state championship and undefeated Frederick Douglass football team.
Yeah, 77% free throw shooter. That one didn't go in, but Coach talked about him being a leader on and off the court. The kids look up to him, and that comes with a lot of responsibility.
13-10 now. Douglass on top. That pass deflected out of bounds.
It's one thing Douglass is going to do. They're really, really good about moving their feet and moving their hands. You're not going to get any easy passes. They also are a very good job of helping down on the baseline. They've let Hackett get down there and just giving him problems with holding their hands straight up and jumping up with him.
Jaden Dixon into the ball game for Douglass at that last buzzer. They apply the defense now. Commodores work it around and look for an opening inside. They'll reset now. Douglass by 3. Ball in the hands of Hackett, and now back outside it goes to Hadley. Short jumper in the lane by Owsley is no good, and then Owsley commits the foul coming up over the back.
Yeah, that's just a tough play for a big man because he is bigger. He thinks he can just jump up over there. But, boy, you got to think because now he's going to have to come out of the game, and their size goes way down when he comes out. But that's a learning experience. He'll come through that. He's a junior. You know, there's still a lot of time to learn, and he's going to be a nice ball player, but he's just got to learn not to make the silly fouls.
Simpson gets things started for Douglass. Now the shot off the right wing, no good. And a battle for that rebound in there. And put up and in on the follow.
Yeah, Webb's done a great job getting on the boards, followed his own. One thing I would tell him, young man, is don't pull that ball down, but it worked out okay for him. So
he got back up and put it in that
yes,
time. Well, we come to a timeout, 2:02 to go first quarter, and Frederick Douglass on top here, 15-10 over Tates Creek. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Here's a look at that last play as we see Tates Creek on the offense. Now we're back to live. Commodores work with it and get the basket underneath. There's Hackett.
Good body control by Hackett that time, not to jump in and get a foul, and really took that ball to the basket very well after that rebound.
Now 15-12. Douglass on top. Shot missed on the drive. It's Webb again, I believe, and
yeah. You know, again, that's a play you have to look ahead. You have to see that guy underneath you. You've got to just kind of move out to the side and make that pass, but that's another foul on him, so it's going to be a tough one for him.
The score holds at 15-12 as we come up on the 120 mark in the first quarter of play.
Douglass is going with all quarter press, and this is what you want to do, beat it over top.
Working hard underneath. Josiah Taylor drew a foul.
Yeah, good job getting that ball underneath there. And backed in a little bit, but not enough for the contact that was given, so it's a good call on the block there.
Commodores put it in play. Hackett had to make a good play to retain possession. Now makes his move down the lane, and the ball knocked away. They get an offensive foul.
Yeah, that's a good call there. And Coach Gay, he's telling him exactly right. He said, you need to do a jump stop on that one. Mm-hmm. You cannot keep on going with your momentum because that's what Douglass is doing. They were standing there waiting, and I know I've taken enough charges. That's what you do. You stand there and wait to get hit. Yeah. And it was a good play by Douglass that time to get the foul on him.
Yes, and all drew the charge. Now the Broncos on the offense. Drive into the lane, but a whistle.
Yeah.
Garth with the foul.
Dawson Garth, Coach talked about in the interview with you, Keith, that Garth is a young player kind of learning the role of a point guard. So tonight's going to be a quick learning experience.
It will be with these quick Douglas guards. Underneath, it's batted away by Garth. That may be another one on him.
Yeah, really smart play by Kai Simpson. Just threw it off Garth's back, got it in there, went up for his shot, and got fouled, and now Garth's going to have a seat.
Kai Simpson, been one of the leaders on this Frederick Douglass team since the very start of the season.
Yeah, I was impressed with him. He sat on the bench for both the freshman game and the JV game. Kind of coached his own kids up. Durun caught the kids up off the floor when they fell down. So that's a lot of leadership there.
Averaging almost 19 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 55% from the field. Puts his team up 17-12. Douglas applying the pressure in backcourt. Jonathan Wright in for Tates Creek, wearing 23. He's got it now. Covered up over there by Busen. Now a shot from outside, and that one is off the rim by Wright and rebounded by Douglas. Simpson in a hurry across the midcourt stripe and now sets it up.
Yeah, they look for that preliminary break. If it's not there, they're going to pull it out. It's 19 seconds. They're going to wait for the last shot of the quarter. Smart play by Douglas. You have the ball, wait about 5-6 seconds, then you go to the basket.
Down 7 seconds. There's the jumper off the left side. No good. And the rebound at Tates Creek. A long pass down court. Time running out.
Oh, great effort.
Nice
there.
effort by Jamal Ratchford, who tried to flip it up there as time ran out in the first quarter. Not successfully, but made a good try at it. 17-12 was the score. Frederick Douglass leads Tates Creek at the end of 1. And we'll be right back after this on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
17-12 is the score as Frederick Douglass, the visiting team tonight, leads the homestanding Tates Creek Commodores by 5 at the end of 1. And Rick, we've seen Frederick Douglass turn up that defense, try to get this game going, and Tates Creek has been able to hang in there with them, but you sometimes feel like Douglass is on the verge of a breakthrough.
Yeah, so it seems like sooner or later that pressure is going to get to Tates Creek. They barely got it over for the 10-second call, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can do right now, because you know that Douglass is going to come back out. You know, it's kind of like one of those where if you see a team struggling, you're going to go harder at it. And Douglass, they have the athletes just to keep on going. You get tired, the next man up comes in, then you get to come back. So I think Douglass is ready to put the pressure on.
Underway in the second quarter now. Commodores in white handling the ball. Eric Hackett, their leading scorer, out front. Around the perimeter it goes. They're looking inside, but not finding anyone open right now. There's Hackett again. Tries to make a move, pulls up with the jumper, and that one caroms high off the board, and the rebound to Busen of Frederick Douglass. They get a foul as they got into offensive court.
Yeah, tried to make a back slap on that ball. Really hard to do without getting a foul called on you. That time they got a foul called on him. I think right now Douglas will be in the bonus here the rest of the way.
Busen with the shot and nails it. A good touch by the right-hander.
Yeah, good shot there. Go up to the free throw line and get 2 points on the board and come back and play defense. I'm sure if they make this, they're going to go into a press mode here, which see how Tates Creek can handle it.
Oh, that time he missed everything and comes up 1 for 2. Well, the first one looked awfully good to have that second one happen like that.
Yeah, Keith, I hate to say this, but I've been there, done that. So his was better than mine.
Yeah.
Mine was about a 12-foot shot, so he at least was off to the side just a little bit.
Well, you get the feeling that's out of character for him, but he did miss that second one. Now the Commodores on the move, trailing by 6. Wright in trouble along the baseline. Gets it out to Hadley. Now back outside it goes.
Tates Creek's being very, very patient.
Off the left side now, Ratchford driving, but he'll come back out on top. Now it's knocked away and a steal. And the layup missed, but the follow is good.
Great play there by Douglas. A lot of pressure, great hands.
Looking for the double team on the side. Now it goes underneath, and putting it in is Hadley. They found him open. Good work by Tates Creek, and Hadley scores to make it 20-14.
Yeah, if Douglas is going to go try to double team you all over the court, someone has to be open.
Into the corner it goes. Webb out front. Now looking for room to drive, but couldn't find any. Gets rid of it. Shot out of the corner is no good, and a long rebound picked up by Hackett. Brings it up himself, takes it on in toward the lane, and pulls up with the nice jumper.
That's the jump stop Coach Gay was talking about. You avoid the foul and get the basket there.
Now a quick shot out of the corner, no good. And the rebound at Tates Creek. They've got a chance to cut it to 2 or possibly 1. 20-16 the score. Driving is Hackett and missed the shot off to the left this time. Rebound comes to Busen. And now we get a whistle.
Yeah, player got hit in the throat there. Yeah. That hurts. Trying to catch his breath, but looks like he's going to be okay.
Chris Wright, the Douglas player, shaken up on that play.
You know, he played a lot of minutes in that JV game and did a great job. But, yeah, that one you want to make sure it's all right because, man, you get hit there in the throat in the Adam's apple, and it takes a little bit of time to get that back. So let's hope he just can go out and get a drink and be all right.
That's a 4-point lead for Frederick Douglass. They came into this game at 9-2. Tates Creek at 4-7. The Commodores playing at home tonight in front of a good crowd. That includes, of course, a good contingent from Douglas as well. Making it a good ball game here so far.
Yeah. It's a huge gym here, so a lot of people here, but they can hold even more if they have to.
Simpson comes up slowly on the dribble. Looks to the left side. In the middle it goes. Busen with a drive. Puts up the right-hander, and it spins in there.
Boy, I tell you what, he had a lot of contact, but he was able to play through it and put the ball in the basket. Thought he might get a chance for a three-point play.
Driving is Hackett. Picked up on the double team, and then out to the corner it goes. And the shot is good from out there by Dawson Garth.
Yeah, Garth, you want to take that shot and hit it, and that's going to make them come out on you.
Now the lead is 3 with under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. 22-19 the score. Douglas on top and handling the ball.
Yeah, Tates Creek has to be pleased with where they are right now.
Here's Busen making a strong move. Good shot with the left hand.
Tell you what, they're flashing him in the middle, and he's getting that ball open and making nice moves to the basket. Almost walked that time, but is able to put it in with his left hand. Smart play. That's hard for a shot blocker to get to.
Pushes the lead out to 5. Now a steal by Garth. He can't get hold of it, and it goes back and forth across the line.
Yeah, that ball was tipped, and then Garth got hold of it, but could not control himself and went out of bounds there.
Yeah, he was trying to retrieve it. I said steal, but he was trying to retrieve it, and instead the ball goes over to Douglas, and they'll have it with a 5-point lead and 4:28 left on the clock in the second quarter from Tates Creek High School. Kai Simpson outside. Now the shot out of the corner is good by Simpson.
Yeah, nice move all the way around. I was kind of surprised he didn't take that right off the bat. He's got a beautiful three-point shot, but went ahead and put it in the basket.
Now driving hard to the basket is Garth, but that shot's no good. Rebounded Douglas. Boone took it down court. Now a spinning move by Simpson. Got too far under the rim that time. And the ball is retrieved by Tates Creek. Down it goes into the corner to Garth. He's immediately double teamed. He gets out of it. Now bounce pass along the baseline. Shots missed, but the follow is good by Maddox Hadley.
Good job by Hadley not to give up on that play. Stayed right there. Got the rebound, offensive rebound, put the ball in. Douglas was trying to get a trap over in the corner, Keith, and they jumped. They should have not been on the ground. There's Busen again.
Busen right down the middle, and he's able to get past his man and get to the basket and drew the foul.
Yeah. Tates Creek's having to go to a couple players that played in the JV game themselves there. Got hit a little low there, I think, so a foul on him is going to have to come out. But Busen right now is making some beautiful moves to the basket. And now, Keith, we're going to see if that air ball was part for the course or what. So I'm thinking not. As you said, he's got a really nice shot.
Lets it go, and that one is not going to roll in. Good shooter's touch, but just didn't quite get the roll.
Smart play by Garth there. Take it down. Don't have anything. Go ahead and turn it back out and start your offense.
Here's the jumper by Hinton, and that one is no good. Bounces out high. Retrieved by Tates Creek, and now underneath to Hackett, who scores. Nice work to get it to him.
Nice pass. Nice assist. No-look pass to get him under the basket for two.
29-23. Frederick Douglass with the weave out front, and now along the baseline it goes, and a foul underneath. Broncos will be at the line.
Yeah, trying to take advantage of that height advantage they had underneath there. Tylen Webb did a great job of getting that ball spinning and going to the basket and getting hit. Now Douglas needs to hit their free throws. They're missing some easy opportunities to increase this lead.
Webb at the line. And his shot kicks off to the right.
Yeah, smart play. Step back away from that line, reset your feet, and take another shot. You miss one, you don't want to stand in that same spot.
Tylen Webb back up there and misses the second one almost identically. Hustle on the rebound, and it's out of bounds, and it'll go back to Douglas.
Great hustle there. I tell you what, that's what you want to do. If you can't control the ball, go ahead and try to throw it off Tates Creek, and that's exactly what they did. Tough to get an offensive rebound on a free throw, but Avion Chenault was able to get in there and get that one.
So the Broncos retain possession, trailing by 6. Floating it inbounds, and the shot is going to spin in there.
Yeah, until Tates Creek does something to stop that, they're going to keep on going to Webb because he's got a decided height advantage.
Yeah, going to Webb that time, and he scored again to make it an 8-point lead. Now the ball comes loose, and Douglas has it again, driving the other way, and another turnover and a basket, and Coach Gay had talked about not allowing live ball turnovers.
Yeah, Douglas is putting a lot of pressure, and we talked about this, Keith. Could Tates Creek handle all this pressure? And right now they're having trouble with it. Coach Gay wants a timeout. He needs to. His team was really fighting there.
And that comes with 2:03 to go in the second quarter with the score, Douglas 33, Tates Creek 23. And we'll take a break here and be right back on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod. Back at Tates Creek High School, Keith Elkins along with Rick Reams. Jackson Miller is our producer, and
Joe O'Mullen on the camera for us tonight, and we appreciate you being with us. Very good crowd here at Tates Creek High School tonight to see the Commodores take on the Frederick Douglass Broncos, who look to be, or are developing into, let's say, one of the powers in this region, I would think, Rick.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, they played tough competition, and we're seeing tonight they just keep on putting pressure, and right now they've got that 10-point lead, and it's a lot due to their pressure they put on this whole game.
Tates Creek trying to contend with that defense now as they run their offense. But a nice drive and the shot by Maddox Hadley. Good play.
Good job by Hadley there. Took his time, took it right down the lane, was able to lay it in over the front of the rim. A great play by him to get Tates Creek on the board, and that's what they needed, some points.
Simpson floated it along the baseline, and the shot is good. Is that Webb again?
Yes, it is. And I tell you what, a great pass there, but a great play by Webb.
10-point lead for the Broncos. Driving hard is Hackett, and a nice jumper.
Tell you what, he's a really smooth ball player. You can see why he has 1,000 points for his career. Really does a nice job of body control.
And he's having to work hard tonight for him, too. Now the pass goes out of bounds, and Tates Creek will get it back. Trailing by 8 with 1:13 to go before halftime.
Yeah, Busen got a little bit out of control there. He's had that job where he's been able to spin it into the lane and get to the basket. That time as he was falling, he tried to throw it back away. So just a turnover you don't want to have. But, again, that's one of those where if the kid's giving a lot of effort, you can't really fault that.
So momentary delay as they get the floor cleaned up at the other end of the floor from where we are stationed. Darian Talbert in the ball game for Douglas, applying the defense, and now the Commodores work on the left side. There's Braylon Hinton, now Hackett again. Under a minute to go, Hackett starts to make his move. Tracked by Webb. Hackett down the middle of the lane, has it blocked by Webb. Hackett gets it back, and then a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, good defense there. Actually, it was Avion Chenault that had the block, but then came back and got the foul. And Tates Creek still not in the bonus, so they're going to have the ball underneath. And Keith, Coach Scarberry talked to us about the football players getting in shape, and you can see why they have to be in shape. This team moves all over the court the whole game.
Here is Hinton with it along the right side. It's underneath, but a lot of hands, knees, and elbows and everything interfering with that offense, and then the ball is thrown to the other end of the floor and out of bounds.
Yeah, I made a mistake there, not knowing exactly where his man was. It would have been a good pass like a split second before, but Hackett moved the other way, and that ball went all the way down to the other end of the court. 33 seconds. Wouldn't be surprised if Douglas just holds this one for the last shot of the half.
Clock ticking at 30 seconds to go in the half. Now Kai Simpson handling the ball, and now a timeout is called. So Douglas will talk it over here to see what they want to do in this final 23.9. And we'll keep it here, right? Keep it here? Or okay, we'll keep it here. And an 8-point lead for the Frederick Douglass Broncos, and we've seen them be impressive in the way that we thought they would be, Rick, applying that defense and very athletic around the rim.
Yeah, exactly. And, that was a good timeout because you could see right there they weren't really sure what they were wanting to do. You keep on, when your players keep on looking back, Coach Scarberry, Kai Simpson kept looking back like, what do you want me to do? And they ran one pick, and then he said, let's call a timeout. Let's get this together because these last 23.9 seconds, go ahead and go into the lead. If you can get the basket here, get a double-digit lead. So I think a smart call. What Tates Creek is trying to do is hold on to get to the half, get their players that have foul trouble back in the third quarter. And, they've really withstood a lot because Douglas got it up to 10, and I thought it might go on from there. So at least Tates Creek's been able to keep it right around there.
So let's see what the Broncos will try to do now. 23.9 seconds left in this second quarter, and they lead by 8. Simpson out front. Now they're down to 11 seconds. Simpson may have to create here. Now he pulls up and fires and misses the shot. Out to the left it goes and out of bounds. So Tates Creek will get a final attempt with 4 seconds left.
Yeah, he's got the green light. He's a good shooter, but I'm not sure that's the shot they wanted there. That's when you would rather take that ball to the basket, give your chance for a rebound. Now Tates Creek has a chance to cut into this lead.
2 seconds, 1. Here comes Garth, lets it go, and comes up short, and we go to halftime with Douglas on top by 8. The score at the half is Frederick Douglass 35 and Tates Creek 27. Back with our halftime report in just a moment here on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
(35-27) the score, and Frederick Douglass on top of Tates Creek here at halftime at Tates Creek High School. Keith Elkins along with Rick Reams. Jackson Miller is our producer. And Joe O'Mullen is on the camera for us tonight, and we appreciate you being with us. This good crowd taking a little bit of a break to get something to eat or drink or just get some air outside, as we have seen a very active first half, Rick. And Tates Creek, the message there, they're still very much in this ball game.
Yeah, they've kind of withstood the pressure that Douglas throws at you, and that's Douglas's MO. They want you to make you uncomfortable on all over the court from the time you get the ball in. So right now, you know, Tates Creek's doing a good job with that. One thing Tates Creek has to look forward to is getting Ray Owsley back in the game, 6'5" junior who ended up with 2 quick fouls, had to come out early. And I tell you what, that really hurt you because his size was hurting Douglas on the inside. If you look at Douglas, they did a really, really good job of bringing Tylon Webb, getting that mismatch on size and going to him under the basket. He was able to make a lot of things happen. Had a really good half for Busen, made some good plays inside the basket. You're always going to have Simpson out there. He's very, 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 very calm. But I tell you what, Eric Hackett, he's the real deal. I mean, we know why he scored 1,000 points, and I know I say that a lot, but, you know, you can see when a kid's a player, and Eric Hackett's a player.
He sure is, and he's having to work very, very hard for those shots, as we mentioned. And He's facing a tough defense tonight, and sometimes he's just had to take it and go, and he's been able to do that productively.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I mean, if you and I know who the best player is, then Douglas, the team knows who the best player is. These kids have played with and against each other their entire lives, basically, from junior basketball all the way on up to now. So you see some of the matchups here, but you're right. Hackett sometimes just will take it upon himself. The only mistake he made was he took it too far into the basket and got that charge. Coach Gay yelled at him and said, hey, do a jump stop. That's what he did the next time. That's what's being a good player is all about. Listening to your coach, understanding that you can't make the mistakes. The one thing Tates Creek can't afford is to have Hackett get in foul trouble, because if he's off the court, they're in big trouble. Their
offense would really be hurting then, because he can create, and we saw him do it several times. 35-27 is the score, though, as Douglas has built an 8-point lead here, and we'll take a break and be back with more of our halftime in just a moment. So you're watching high school basketball on Glycon.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street, with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville, or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycon.
Tates Creek back on the floor now as we come down to about 2.5 minutes before resumption of the second half. And now here come the Broncos to join them on the court. And Frederick Douglass holding a 35-27 lead. And Rick, I think the message from Coach Gay at the start of the game, his top item was no live ball turnover. Certainly that'll remain at the top here in the second half as they try to get closer and get back into this ball game. Not that they're out of it now, but with an 8-point deficit. But got to guard against that and just continue to try to handle this Frederick Douglass pressure, because it's not going anywhere. It'll be there in the second half too.
No, and that's what I was going to say. If you're Coach Gay, you say, okay, we've seen it. We've played a half with it. Now we've seen it. Now let's go attack it. And that's what you have to do against a team that wants to put pressure on you. You have to put pressure on them. You have to attack it. And we saw it a couple times, making the top pass over top and get the ball under the basket. If they're going to double team, someone has to be open. You've got to find that open man. But like you said, Douglas is not going to pull this off, this press, this trapping. They're going to do that. That's their MO. That's what they do. Coach Garvey said, we do not want to get into a half-court game, and that's the exact thing Tates Creek. So it's which will is going to be stronger in the second half.
That's right. Well, in looking at the game in the first half, of course, if you're Tates Creek, you've got to be concerned about eventually wearing down under the pressure. They've got to maintain their sharpness on passes. Every possession is going to be important, and they got to make sure that Hackett gets a good number of touches in the second half too, because as we mentioned a couple of times, he's having to work very, very hard to get his shots, but he is getting them, and as long as he can be that offensive weapon that they need him to be, they've got a chance to come back and win this ball game.
They do, and the one thing they have to watch is fouls. They got in foul trouble early, and you can't do that. Douglas, for Tates Creek, for their benefit, Douglas missed a lot of free throws. This game could have been pulled out even further. But what you don't want to do is you've got to, if it's possible, you've got to have the right players getting fouls.
Right.
You can't have your most valuable players getting fouls. Hackett's done a good job. I'm pretty sure the only foul he has is the charge, so he's doing okay. But I keep on going back to Ray Owsley because Coach Gay talked about him. Said, he's starting to click and everything else. But you can't click on the bench if you're in foul trouble. What he's got to watch is the first 2 or 3 minutes of this quarter. You can't get that third foul. If a guy's going for the basket, sometimes you just got to let him go to the basket and get back on the other end.
Yep, got to take the long view. I want to say a word about Kai Simpson, too. He is the kind of player that it's so important for a team with championship aspirations to have, because you can always get the ball in his hands, and he can control things and get your offense moving. Not that he's having a spectacular game tonight, but he's such a good athlete and is capable of a big outing anytime.
Well, and that's what I was talking to Coach Scarberry about. You have to have someone on your team that can take your team over on the court, because he can't be out there. You
Right.
got to have that coach on the court, and that's what he is. I mean, he does a great job, like you say. Kai Simpson, he can score if he needs to, but he also does a good job of kind of directing the offense, directing the defense. So I think sometimes he may be a little too unselfish, I think, but we saw one bad shot that he took there at the end of the quarter, but I'm sure he would say that's a bad shot on me. Smart ball player, and then on the other side, like you say, Hackett is the coach on the court out there. So you got these two players that are both coaching their teams out on the court, along with the two guys on the sidelines.
Well, as Douglas returns to the court now, Tates Creek already out there, and we do see Owsley back on the floor, Hinton and Hackett and Commodore. So they're going back with the players that they wanted to have on the floor the biggest part of the time tonight, and now they'll try to cut into an 8-point lead, but it'll be the first opportunity going to Douglas.
Yeah, Tates Creek come back out in that man-to-man.
Shot from inside falls short, no good, and the rebound thrown off the leg of a Tates Creek player. I think Douglas will retain possession. The shot initially by Tylon Webb.
Yeah, good hustle there by Busen. Got the ball, couldn't get anywhere, got up in the air and had to just throw it off Tates Creek player's leg.
Good hands there by Ray Owsley to knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, but that's one you got to think about. Sometimes that can be called a foul, so you've got to, as you said, you've got to have that long-term view.
The Broncos will put it in play. Tough spot to get it in over there. Simpson floats it out. Now back to him, gets room along the baseline and takes it all the way in and draws the foul.
Good job there. He took it all the way to the baseline. I know I harp on this a lot, but the baseline is something that I don't know if the game has changed, but when I played, you did not give anyone the baseline. And I notice even in college these days, you give the baseline. I'm not sure what that is, but boy, Coach Pruitt, I would have been sitting for a long time if they got the baseline on me.
Shot is good by Simpson, and it's a 9-point lead. Yeah, don't give up the baseline was just about rule number 1 on defense.
Yeah, exactly. The baseline, that was another defender. That was your third leg because they couldn't get behind you. But Simpson, that's the one guy you want at the free throw line if you're Douglas, because he's very, very skilled at those free throws.
2 free throws, and it's a 10-point lead for Frederick Douglass. Ball's floated inside, and going up and scoring is Ray Owsley.
That's the difference he makes. A great play by him. Took it to the basket, had the size advantage against Busen.
Knocked away from Busen this time. He out to a teammate in the corner. That's Boone driving for the basket.
Nice body control there by Armello Boone. If you're Tates Creek, I think you're going to see them go to Owsley a whole bunch here because that's the advantage they have.
There's Dawson Garth. He's looking in there. And now Hackett. Still on the dribble. Gets it over to Commodore, and then a walk in the corner.
Yeah. Commodore's mind moved a little bit faster than his feet could move, and I know that happens sometimes. You see that opening and you want to hit it so bad, but you don't put that ball down quick enough and get that walking call.
39-29. Frederick Douglass with a 10-point lead. They were up by 8 at halftime, 35-27. Broncos on the offense now. Webb back out to Simpson. Guarded by Hackett. Simpson goes to work and now flips it out in the corner. The shot from there is no good. And a scramble for it on the floor, and the whistle blows.
Yeah, that's where we saw Simpson and Hackett going at each other. Great pass there. So, yeah, I like it when these kids know each other well enough. They're all laughing at each other and everything. Yeah. So, you know, that's what this game is. You know, you're out there battling, but, you know, these are high school kids also. So they like to have a little fun talking to each other there.
Webb took the shot from the corner that led to that scramble on the floor.
Yeah, Simpson had that ball trapped all the way down by his ankles. I think that's what he's laughing about when they called a jump ball. There's really not much he's going to be able to do to that ball anyhow.
Dawson Garth on the dribble. Backing out now, tracked by Boone. Now it's Commodore. Hinton passed it over to Dawson Garth again.
There you go.
They got it into the big man this time, but this time Owsley's jumper is short.
Good defense
Dewson
there.
Leads the break.
Nice
and
pass.
And the layup is good by Chenault.
Yeah, great pass there by Webb.
Tates Creek moving quickly this time, but the long jumper by Hackett is no good and out of bounds. And with a 41-29 lead, Douglas has it again, and now Tates Creek is getting into some dangerous territory.
Yeah, they're starting to, like you said, they're starting to wear down a little bit. What I'm seeing on Tates Creek's end, you've got to get the ball to Owsley quickly. He has that he's got it, Busson on his back, but they're not getting it to him quick enough.
Boone. Now Webb driving. Cut off in the lane. Back outside it goes to Simpson. He's still on the move. Drives around Hinton, puts it up, blocked away by Owsley. And the Commodores have it going the other way. Here's Hackett driving hard for the basket, but comes up short.
And that's exactly, if you're Tates Creek, that's the reason you had to have Owsley in there. Because Simpson's great at that. He's great at beating his man. But you have to have someone that's a rim protector, and Owsley was that. Great block by him.
41-29 the score, 5:06 to go in the third quarter. Frederick Douglass leading Tates Creek. We'll take a break. Be right back on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
We are back at Tates Creek High School. Glad you could join us tonight on Glycod. Keith Elkins along with Rick Reams, Jackson Miller, our producer, and Joe Yellen on camera tonight. Broncos return to the court, and they lead it by 12, and I'm sure they feel like they are a good stretch here just from going a long way toward wrapping this one up, but a long way to go, though.
Yeah, Tates Creek did a great job